Welcome to day 2, and it's going to be a cool class, a fun class today. Cool class. I always say that. You think, listen, man, let me just say this. Every class I say, it's going to be a great class. Because why not? You know what I mean? Like, forgetting about you all, like, I only have one life to live, and my time is getting much shorter. So everything I do I have to think it's cool, or I don't know. Yeah, so it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Hey, but you're also, one thing that's cool is you're going to meet Julie here. Yeah. And Julie is the class coordinator for Social 19. And let's make sure that we bring her in. And everything happens through Julie. She is the one who checks the staff at social19.org email. And she is the person who you definitely want to speak with or email. Especially if you have something really important, do not make the mistake of thinking that, this is so important, I'm going to email Sam. That's a really bad idea, because I get so many emails that it'll just fall through the cracks. Hola, Julie, ¿qué tal?
Hola, Sam. Hola, clase. Hi, everyone.
Julie is well, hang on, say something about yourself. Where are you? The whole thing.
Okay, I'm in Colombia, and I used to live in Bogota, the capital city, but now I moved to Armenia, which is like the coffee axis region of the country. It's kind of a paradise, I will say.
And
full of birds, animals, and so it's really nice.
Yeah, lots of lovely, cool. Julie, I was just saying that when they have something that's really important that we need to know, why it's a mistake to email me and think that, they should not email you.
Because you won't feel that pressure, like, unless I write or forward that email to you.
Yeah, like Julie puts pressure on me. She might even text me at 11 o'clock at night or midnight or something, and I'll respond to her. And if she says, hey, you have to address something in an email, I'll address it because she tells me to address it, right? But you sending me an email isn't going to do that, okay? So, what in 60 seconds, Julie, what do they need to know to be successful in the class?
To be successful in this class, first thing, please read the syllabus. I know some of you think that maybe syllabus is just a document, but it's not just a document, it's the document. And I spent so many times just writing that and just trying to have everything done for you in the syllabus. So please read it. And please do not send us emails through Canvas, because it's less likely that we have the time to check that inbox. I know time is doing something around. So guys, you need to pay attention to this. Don't email us through Canvas, please. Just use the staff email. Sam, I think that's the main thing. If they email us through Canvas, it won't be something that we will check frequently.
Okay, awesome. And the people who email us and we're like frantically at the end of the semester wanting us to open up things for them or whatever, what's yeah.
Okay, we are really committed to say, like, I'm sorry, there's no time for make-it-ups, because you will have enough time to do every assignment if you need to do it, or you will have enough time for exams and the quizzes. So yeah, we won't open anything beyond the date, and that's our commitment, and I hope we just keep our word on that.
Pero siempre hay algunos estudiantes con problemas, ¿no? Yeah? Okay, so look, if you are running into some issue and you're really behind in your work or something's going on, email Julie, okay? Cool? It's Julie with a Y, by the way. So email her, let her know ahead of time. Don't let her know afterwards. Okay, awesome. Okay, Hasta luego.
Ciao.
Okay, ciao.
Bye. Have fun today.
Okay, so let's go. That's Julie. Next one. Here's the title of today's class: Avoiding Controversy. All right, go to the next slide. Yeah. All right. We'll just leave this up for a second. Okay. Can you introduce yourself, bro?
Kevin from Bucks County, and I'm a sophomore.
Bucks County. Tell people where Bucks County is.
Bucks County is like 30 minutes north of Philadelphia, PA.
Are you like a rural area, suburban?
Suburban.
Yeah. Okay. So you're Irish, right?
Kinda. Like
Yeah.
mostly American.
Yeah, but your name's
Great-grandparents,
Irish.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So listen, here's a question for you. You were here last class, right?
Yes.
What do you think we were doing last class? Like, what do you think I was doing? What do you think, say, my intention was?
To like entertain us, like hook us in.
Entertain you. All right, what? Yeah, no, dude, first off, I really have zero interest in entertaining anybody. I'm just entertaining myself, you know, right? So, okay, what else? What else do you think beyond entertain?
Like introduce us to how the class is going to be set up.
Yeah, and what else? Like, what do you think, like, what are some of, like, maybe some of the underlying things that maybe are happening that I'm thinking about that you maybe, I don't know, didn't see, or, like, take time to think about it now. Like, what do you... Anything? Do you have anything?
Not really, no.
So were you entertained?
Yeah, I was pretty entertained.
All right, what'd you learn from that segment, for example?
I learned like a lot about you and how like the school system affected you.
What'd you learn about the last segment that we did, the contest?
It's hard to like judge people just based on like how they look and dress.
What else? What else did you see? What did you see happening there as you were watching it? What were you feeling as you were watching it?
I was kind of like hoping for people to guess the right person.
Because
I wanted them like to do good.
to do well? And because, is there a reason for that other than just like, hey, you know?
Not really. I just wanted them to pick the right person.
Okay, so we're doing this segment in class, and you're watching it and you're saying like, hey, okay, this is interesting. I'm just by the way, right now, you all should know, a couple things happen here. When volunteers come up, you never come up because you know something. So when you apply to volunteer and you say, hey, I know a lot about X, Y, or Z, that's not any reason I'm ever going to select anyone. Because this isn't about knowing something. This is about bringing people up who are going to have the average experience. Like, you're just a dude named Kevin from Bucks County. You look like my nephew, by the way, who's from California. But you're just a dude. You're just and if you're watching and you're not in the United States, Kevin's just like an average American white guy. And Kevin's not expected to know anything. He's not an expert. He's not really expected to remember much about last class. Because is there anything else you remember specifically about that exercise?
We heard like the backgrounds of the two different people and like how they got here.
Were you expecting maybe one to do better than the other? Like the two women of color maybe to do better than the white woman?
Not really. I feel like it was a pretty 50-50 shot. I feel like if I was guessing who that was, I wouldn't really be able to know.
All right. Okay. So listen, one of the things that some of what's behind what we're doing or what I was doing was helping you to see that it's really okay to talk about these things. And as I was going around class and having different conversations, like with the Egyptian guy and so on, it's okay to have these conversations. I'm assuring you're like most Americans, where you've grown up in this world where you're supposed to not really pay attention to these distinct differences, right? Any thoughts?
I mean, what you were saying, like the way kind of you talk to people from like different ethnicities, kind of was like a little different than I would expect it.
Because what's different about it?
It was a little more like kind of what, like things you really wouldn't say normally. I feel like
Okay, cool.
culturally, like expected.
Okay, and the fact that I'm saying them, how is that for you?
Just like shocking a little bit, I guess.
And it's shocking because
I wouldn't expect it to be said in like this setting.
this setting. And for people who are not Americans, who might be watching the stream right now, what is it about this setting in the United States?
It's like considered really professional, and I feel like you don't like, if it's not expected, you shouldn't really say it.
I got you. So you wouldn't focus on the kinds of things that we're focused on. Yeah. And so my intention, a large intention, including up today, the whole semester, is to help make you feel comfortable to see people for who they are and what they are, and see the differences. Like you're not just some white guy from Bucks County. You're a kid named Kevin, who you have a whole history, a complex sociological history with lots of things related to ethnicity, race, social class, gender, your family, all customs, culture, and that's true across the board with everybody. And that so often we live in this space where we're taught that it's not kosher, it's not a good idea to identify these kinds of differences, and so therefore let's not talk about it. Whereas I'm saying, no, we can talk about it. It's okay, talk about it. Have the conversations. It's great conversations. It's really cool. People are cool, man. People are so cool. I have met the most amazing people in the world, both in the United States and in other countries, who have so much, such fascinating lives. So it's like you're not going to know if you don't talk to them, right? All right, bro. How is it sit up here answering the questions?
Not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, all right.
I was really tempted to say no when I got the text.
Yeah.
I just stuck through it.
Dude, you killed it. You're perfect, actually, because let me tell you something. One of the reasons, first off, when you're up here and I'm asking you questions like I'm asking Kevin, hey, what happened last class and what did you think about it? Your mind can go blank, right? Because you see all these people. It's like when you're sitting there, if you were sitting up there and I was asking someone else, you would have things to say. You would have other things to say in addition to what you said. But when you're down here, it's harder. It's more difficult. And one of the reasons that I teach in the way that I do is because I used to have a really cool class. Like I'd have I thought it was an awesome class. I was presenting all this cool information and really rocking lecture and running around the room and doing stuff. And then I would see people right after class. And I distinctly remember one day in particular, it was literally 7 minutes after class. I left the classroom and I saw one of my students outside the doors and they said, "Oh man, Sam, that was a great class today." And I said, "Oh, really? What'd you get from it?" 7 minutes after the class ended. I'm like, "What'd you get from it?" I don't know, man, but it was a great class. I don't remember. I'm like, "You got to remember something." Nah, I don't remember anything. And so what I decided was, that's how it is for most of us. It's true for me. I leave a movie or something, and someone wants to talk about the movie, and I'm like, I don't remember anything about the movie. So all I can do in this class is try to get feelings going inside of you, and the feeling of openness and the feeling of curiosity. If I can do that, then we're moving forward. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. Dude, thanks, man. All right, man. Okay, so Can you, wait, no, hang on. Can you two, go out there, right? And Leah, wait, who else do we have? Yeah, Grace and Angel. Can you follow? Yeah, have them go out there. Can you follow Niche and go out that door really fast? Yeah, we're separating for a second, then we'll come back. We'll kill it. And make sure that, here, can you put a chair out there? Because you're going to need a chair. And I need one more chair over here. Okay, so listen, here's what we're going to do. This is going to be, okay. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, so we're going to have a conversation. And the two women who went out this door are going to come in one at a time and have a conversation with the two women who went out that door, who are hijabi, okay? Now, I'm not going to say what that is because you could probably figure out what it is, most of you, right? And what it means. And the reason I want them out there is because this is also a thing for them. We want to ask, when we're finished with this case study, we want to ask them some questions about how it was for them with each of the two women, okay? And what they're going to do is find out as much as they possibly can about them and about being hijabi. Without offending them. Because offending them is part of the thing, right? They're going to, if you're up here and you're going to talk to these two women who are hijabi, right? And you can't offend them, right? Like that's the worst. I mean, that's going to be the worst thing in the world, right? Am I right on that? You're just like, oh shit. Okay, so that's implicit. I don't even have to say to them, hey, don't offend them, because that's implicit in the process. Because we're all going to be like that. Because human beings are like that, right? So we're going to see that what's going to be interesting is, so you have a woman, this white woman from a relatively small town, and black woman who is not from a small town. And I want you to imagine who's going to ask the better questions, who knows more about being hijabi, which one do you think is going to be more comfortable asking questions, the black woman or the white woman, right? Who do you expect to be more knowledgeable, more mature, more insightful? Who do you expect to say might be more likely to ask an ignorant question, okay? And how do you expect these two women to respond to different questions? Okay, cool? Right? So it's like we're all in this together. Like, think about what your own assumptions are. Okay, you can have them come in. Let's do. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, Angel, you come up first. Do you have your phone with you, by the way? Yeah. You can be on your phone. You just look around, but don't watch the stream. Okay. Okay, yeah, don't watch the stream. Okay. Okay. Angel, you can sit there. Wait, and it's Amna and Mira. Why don't you sit like right there? Maybe, yeah, that's good. Angel,
Hello.
How you doing? No, you're good. Yeah, just push it up. So tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm Angel. I'm a sophomore, and I'm from Naples, Florida.
Naples, Florida. Naples, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Damn. The rich part of Naples, Florida?
Yeah.
Dude. Like, I know the rich part of Naples, Florida. Yeah. I spent a year there one weekend. Damn. Went to that private airport.
Yeah.
Oh, you know where that is?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. All right, hang on a second. So, she's already breaking a stereotype. Like, she's like the rich part of Naples, Florida. You're a Penn State student. Come on. All right. Okay, so, cool. What do you study?
Psychology.
Yeah? Okay, this is perfect for you. Okay, Amna, how about you? Something about yourself.
Hi,
You can just leave your mics on too, by the way. Yeah.
I'm from Pakistan, but I've been studying college from last like 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a junior, and I'm studying sociology and criminology.
Yeah? And so where were you born in Pakistan?
Lahore,
In Lahore?
yeah.
Okay. All right, very cool. And Mira.
Hi, I'm Mira. I'm from the United Arab Emirates, and I'm a junior. My major is biotechnology.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait, what's your major again?
Biotechnology.
Oh, biotechnology? Okay. Angel, your job is to learn as much as you can about these two women
Okay.
and being hijabi.
Okay, word.
As much as you can, just like you're in it, man. Questions and... Did awesome, yeah. No, yeah, the mic. No, yeah, you're doing it in front of the whole world.
Oh, okay. Well, so what was your childhood like?
It's pretty good.
Okay, like what?
Wait, no,
like-
hang on. You can't. You gotta. Yeah, go back and forth. You can hang. You can ask follow-ups, and you can be like, "Give me more."
Like what
come on."
was like your like? What did you do as a kid? Like, like what did you like go out and did for fun? Favorite places to eat?
Chili's.
Okay, word. What about you?
She's biryani.
Okay.
You probably don't know about that.
No, but I'm taking it in. I need to learn all about this. Okay.
Wait, what did you say?
Biryani.
Yeah. What about it?
Well, that's my favorite thing to eat.
Ah, okay. All right.
Okay, so you like chilies, you like biryani. Cool. What's your favorite memory of like being like home and all that stuff, like at home?
I'd say just dance with my family.
Okay,
It's pretty
word.
fun.
Cool. Yeah. You?
Same being with my family.
Family, love that. Do you guys have any family traditions or?
I mean, we have cultural traditions, not like real family ones.
Okay, what about those? What are your cultural traditions?
So like we have Eid
Okay.
twice a year, which is like one of the famous ones.
Word.
We have
You.
Ramadan too.
Ramadan.
You
Yes.
mentioned that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're okay. So we want you to understand,
Yeah.
get as much information about being hijabi, what we're in hijabs.
Yes.
Wait, have you heard that term before? Hijabi?
Yes and no. Like I've heard it, but I don't really like.
What do you
I
think it
don't-
means?
Whenever I see that word, I always think how they have to wear like their headscarves and all that stuff. Because isn't it like modesty and like
No, okay, no.
yeah, like it's a part of your culture, like covering up the hair, being modest and all that stuff. Yeah, I know that. So awkward.
What's awkward about it?
Nothing. So.
Dude, you gotta learn as much as possible.
Much as possible.
You gotta just
Trying,
dig in
I'm
and start
trying,
asking
dude.
questions.
So what else about your culture is there to know? I feel like I'm not doing a
I
good
mean, if
job.
you can tell me what you already know. then
Well,
can
I
help
know that you like chilies, but I don't think that's about your culture. You like the biryani. I know you guys wear your headscarves and all that stuff for like modesty because of your culture and all that stuff. You guys have Eid and Ramadan. What else?
Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna interrupt right here. Okay, this is good. What's awkward?
Me.
Dude, by the way, you're awesome, by the way. Hang on, dude. Tell your mom and dad that next time they get on you for something that I think you're awesome. Okay.
Sick. Thanks,
Not that
dude.
that means
Thanks.
anything, but that could work against you.
Oh.
What's awkward?
Nothing. Me. Like I. feel
Okay.
awkward. That makes sense.
How are you being awkward?
I don't know. It's the a lot of eyes on me
Okay.
and like the little giggles, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, wrong thing. But I'm trying to just like go with the flow, you know.
Well,
Hope for the best. I feel like-
if I said, hey, after class, you gotta go speak to a group, another class, about being hijabi.
Okay.
All things being hijabi.
Okay.
Okay? Now that you kind of warmed up, and
Yeah.
you got to do an 8-minute presentation.
8 minutes.
And all you said to them was, yeah, it's about modesty and that stuff. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, that's 12 seconds. So,
Yeah.
so now you got to dig
True.
in.
True, dig in. So what's your guys' like religion? Like not like
Okay, you're good.
no. What do you do? Like how do you guys pray and like worship? Not pray. I don't know. How do you guys do?
We pray 5 times a day.
5 times a day. Okay. Same 5 times a day. Cool. Is there like a particular prayer you guys say, or like who's the person you are praying to?
We're praying to God.
God.
Allah.
Ella. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Ella. Okay, I know that. Yeah.
And when we pray, we recite verses of the Quran.
Okay, of the Quran. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's memorized and you just
Keep
say
on
it.
saying it. Okay. So I got L prayers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think differs like you guys from like your guys' like hijabi culture and all that stuff from like other cultures like Americans and like anything else? Like what do you guys do differently?
I mean, they don't wear hijabs. That's the
Yeah,
beautiful
but
one.
like come on, give me something. Like
What do you-
give me
What do you wanna
something.
ask?
Give me something.
We're required to cover up more.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I got that part. Like, what's your guys' like history and like,
Can I go back to the Ottoman Empire?
huh?
You want to go back to the Ottoman Empire?
No, like, yeah, honestly, I don't know. Tell me something. How? Well, where are you guys from again? Sorry,
I'm from the UAE.
the UAE.
I'm from State College.
Okay, you're from State College? Okay. So how's that like? Like doing oh, never mind, that's besides the point. So as that food culture I don't think I got 8 minutes. I don't think I could do the 8 minutes.
Okay, well, what'd you learn about being hijabi?
Well, they pray 5 times a day to El. They dress like, you know,
Wait, to who do they pray to?
Ellie, who was it?
Allah.
Allah. Stop laughing at me.
Hang on,
Stop.
take that. Whatever I said to tell your parents, take that back. All right. Oh my God, that's awesome, dude. You're awesome.
I'm offended. I don't know.
Well, you're offended. Oh my God, you offended. You know,
Never mind,
a
never
billion
mind.
people out in the world. All right,
I feel
go
like I
ahead.
was set up for failure.
Okay, what else did you learn? Wait, they said they pray 5 times. Do you really think they pray 5 times a day? Well, challenge him on it. Do you think hang on, where's a Muslim guy? Dude, do you think that long-haired dude from the other day prays 5 times a day? Think
Maybe.
he really does?
I'm not one. I
If
don't
he
know.
said he did, would you believe him?
I don't
Bro,
know.
do you pray 5 times a day?
See,
He tries his hardest, which means he does only between the times when he's going to the bars and things like that. Dude, he tries his hardest. That means he prayed 5 times a day when he left. Bro, where are you from again? UAE? Saudi. When he left Saudi, and 4 years later when he goes back, he prays 5 times a day. In between, he's here and he's hanging out and going to football games and stuff. Come on. Okay, anything else you learned?
She likes biryani.
Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, you rock. All right, dude, thanks, man. Okay. You can sit down. Dude, she was amazing. No, you stay. All right. Dude, you rock. Oh my God. Okay, all right, here we go, Grace. Okay, Grace. Where are you from? Like something about yourself.
My name's Grace. I'm from Williamsport, PA, and I'm a junior.
Do you say something about Williamsport
So Williamsport is where the Little League World Series is.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
that's
happening
the
right now.
only interesting thing about it.
It's kind of like, it's a little bit of a small town
Yeah,
in PA.
yeah, Central
Um,
PA.
Used to be really white.
Yes.
It's less white these days. Okay, so can you introduce yourselves quickly
Yeah,
again?
I'm Mira. I'm from the UAE. I'm a junior. Nice to meet you.
I'm Amna. I'm from State College, and I'm a junior too.
Okay, so what your job is to find out as much information from them as you can about being hijabi.
Okay.
Do you know what hijabi means?
Yes.
Okay, as much information. So just like go, everything.
Okay, so what's your like daily routine like? Because I'm assuming you guys don't sleep in it, right?
Dude, awesome question.
Yeah.
Do we sleep in?
Sleep, like, do you wear it to bed?
No.
Yeah. So then do you
Hold
wake?
it, hold it close.
Oh,
Mike.
sorry. No, we don't.
Yeah. So when you wake up in the morning, is that one of the first things you do? You
No,
get ready?
unless I'm leaving the house,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm not wearing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you guys always been Muslim
Yeah, since I was born.
since you were born?
Wait, hang on, you got to get both. Go ahead.
Yes. And,
Same for me.
yeah. Okay. So what is prayer like for you guys? Like, what's your routine with that?
Well, I said it's 5 times a day. It's pretty relaxing. It's good. Yeah.
Like it also depends what time of the day the prayer is. Depending on like if it's the morning one, it's like a small one, then it's like a large or like longer time period.
And when you guys get dressed, do you try to match it to your outfit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that would be fun.
Keep going. You got a lot. Like, imagine that after class, you're gonna go to another classroom and give a 10-minute lecture on being hijabi, wearing hijabs and culture, and you need some stuff, man.
I know, I'm trying to think.
Well, go as a woman. Just
As a woman.
what kinds of things would you just ask as a woman? Forget that we're all watching. Like, just out of curiosity, you know.
Okay. Linking.
How about I think you asked a couple of really good questions about like matching or
Yeah.
doing it, maybe like, you know.
Oh, like are there different ways to tie it, like to style it differently?
Dude.
Yeah, there's many different ways,
Okay.
many different fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
There's like also caps for those. You don't really have to wear one. There's like caps you can just put it on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And like certain cultures have certain ways of styling their hijab.
Mm-hmm. So how do you guys style it? Like, yeah.
I do it this way. I'm pretty sure there are other ways to do it.
Mm-hmm. Do you do it differently, like certain days, or is it just?
I'd say I do it differently back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it this way.
Mm-hmm. How would you do it differently at home?
So probably leave it hanging a little more in the back.
Okay.
I do it the same way.
You do it the same every day. And how many of them like do you own?
Many.
Many, yeah.
many.
Probably around 30.
What'd you say?
Probably around like 30 of them.
Wow. Okay.
30?
30.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you style your hair underneath? Do you guys tie it in a bun, like tied back?
Dude, awesome question. See that? Like,
Okay, I'm on a roll now.
You're on a roll. Yeah.
Some people like to tie it in a bun.
Mhm.
Some like to braid it.
Okay.
Mine is like always bun, especially because of long hair.
Mm-hmm. And how long is your hair actually?
I can't tell you.
Oh. Can you explain why?
I mean, no one's supposed to know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't really care mine like this long.
Mhm.
To like my
Really?
thighs, yeah.
Oh my gosh. How long have you been growing it out?
Well, I got them cut last year. They were like my shoulder length, but now they're like till my thighs.
Uh-huh. Okay. Trying to think of more. So when you get home, is that when you take it off if you're not seeing anyone else?
I can show it to my family members.
Mhm.
So yeah, pretty much at home or like
Yeah.
with the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Same with you. Okay.
Ask about which family members, like who, and like you got a whole range of family.
Yeah. So which family members can you show it to, and how far away family? Like, can you show it to your like fourth cousin, or when is there like a cutoff?
I can't show it to a cousin.
Okay.
Like a guy cousin, but I can show it to like my sister, my brother, my father, my uncle.
Okay.
I don't show it to my uncle. It's just like my father and like my siblings.
So is it like immediate family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm trying to think.
How about like, are you curious about whether they have earrings on?
Oh, that is a good question. So are you wearing earrings right now?
Yes.
You are? But you can't show those, or can you? Like,
I can't show my ear.
okay.
So the earrings when I show it.
I'm not wearing any.
You aren't. Do you have your ears pierced though?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you guys wear necklaces as well?
Yeah, we do. Jewelry.
Yeah. And so what, like, is it your hair and your neck that needs to be covered?
It's everything but our face and our hands.
Okay. And aren't there different types of them that cover more? Like, I know in certain countries, it's the eyes. It's
Yeah, many
Yeah.
people do it differently.
yeah. And is that your personal choice, or is that just where you're from? And
It's a personal choice, yeah. But
Okay.
like, culturally, like back in the UAE, yeah, we have both.
okay.
I've only seen like few moments do that in Pakistan. That's it.
Okay. And do you guys have certain, like with wearing makeup, do you guys have certain beliefs about that? Or is that just your personal choice?
I mean, you can wear as
Yeah.
much as you want.
Okay.
Are you here? Can I borrow that? Angel, it's a lot easy. It's a lot easier to think of questions when you're not up here, right?
Yeah.
So you have a question now. You have another one.
So like, were there things in your childhood you guys just like couldn't do? Like, were there things you couldn't say, things you couldn't eat, things you couldn't drink, people you could interact with? Like, was there certain like people, if that makes sense, like?
Dude, that's a really cool question. Yeah, that's a cool question.
Really?
Yep.
Thanks.
Do you mean it as childhood
Yes.
as girls?
Yes.
Yeah. So here's another way to ask that, right? So how were you different than the boys in your family and the things that you could and couldn't do? It's a cool question.
Not that different. Like
Uh-huh.
in my family, like
Uh-huh.
especially, I have the same privilege or rights as my brother.
Sick.
Almost. Yeah.
Oh, that almost. Why almost?
I mean, do you want to get into that?
Huh? You can't get into that?
No, I can,
Well, I
but
didn't hear you.
I mean, I can't think of anything, but
Okay.
yeah.
Or is there anything else that you guys just like not like, yeah, you can't like eat?
Here,
or so-
why don't you go? You can go sit up there. Yeah. You're back. Hey,
Hey, Grace. Yeah, like, were there things you guys just like couldn't like say, eat or drink, or like, cause I know for Christians and Catholics, like during like, I can't remember what it's called, but they're not allowed to eat, like eat meat. They're not allowed to eat meat or like drink alcohol and like all that stuff during like that one time period. Do you guys like have something similar or something?
Yeah, we don't eat pork and we don't drink alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not for a certain period, it's just like,
Oh, so your whole life, no pork.
yeah,
Never eaten pork.
never.
Wow.
Avoid it.
avoid it. Straight avoid. Actually, there's a lot of things like okay, and then like you can't like drink alcohol like at all. No.
No, yeah, I know. Imagine,
Like,
imagine
damn.
being a Penn State student. You get drink. Oh my God. Here,
Yeah, same.
think- okay, so I have a couple questions. How is it to hear these two young women in shorts? Yeah. How is that for the two of you?
It's
Like-
all right. It's good.
What do you mean, all right? Like, say more.
I understand we're not the same, and that's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
I
their
mean,
choice.
They have like different beliefs than us, and they have different religions, so like, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. What are they saying to the world? Like, what are they expressing, or what are they saying by wearing shorts? And what are we, like Americans? Like, I don't have shorts on now, but I could at a different time. Like, what do you?
It's your choice.
Yeah, you don't think about it?
I don't think that much about it. I think it's their personal choice. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there hasn't been like any point in your life where like you wish you could, like,
I mean, I wear it at home, so it's okay.
No, like not even that, just like being able to like eat pork or walk out wearing shorts or something.
No.
Never. Okay.
No, not at all.
Is it hard, like on really, really hot days, like wearing, like being fully covered?
I don't think so, especially because we're used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Okay.
So, okay, now I have a question for the two of you. Did you, wait, we have a question from the stream though, right? So this is for the two of you. This is from, Opinionated Matt. Opinionated Matt is in Italy, okay? Opinionated Matt, what's up? What do you think of Christianity? And what was your perception of religion in the United States before you came? For you, it's a little different because you were young when you came. But
I actually lived in the U.S. So
yeah,
Yeah, like when I was younger.
when you were younger, okay.
For me, I think it was kind of surprised when I came here, but like after like a few months, and I was like, oh, everybody get to choose what they want to do, especially for the religion.
Hmm.
So that was actually good.
You were surprised that people had so many choices.
Well, no, because in Pakistan there's like mostly 99% of Muslims, so I didn't really see other religions,
Yeah.
and I only got exposed to them when I moved here. So
Okay. So, Matt, there's your answer. Hey, I have a question then. Did you, so here you have Grace, who's white, Angel, who's black, right? When they came out, how do you see them? Because like here in the United States, it's white woman and black woman, right? Did you have any perceptions about who might ask the more interesting questions or who might know more or anything like that?
Not at all. No.
I mean, I was just nervous they don't ask me like and get me embarrassed.
Uh-huh. So there's no real,
I was thinking more of like what they're gonna ask than who's gonna ask more.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. What did you think of the questions?
They're really good. Like, I'm happy she asked those questions. It's nice to educate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What did you think of when Angel called Allah Ella? No, it's okay. Hey, by the way, if you're watching the stream, if this is one of those moments. Yeah. You're tough. You got this. You got it, man. If you so often when people are watching or they've seen other things or they're watching videos or they're hearing somebody else, we think like, oh, I would never do that, or I wouldn't make that mistake, or I know that. It's like, listen, man, I could bring anybody, any of you certainly, or anybody who would be watching and come down in the front and ask you questions, you're going to trip over something. You just are. I trip over things all the time. So, anyway, when she was that, did you? You weren't offended at all or anything like that?
No, not
No.
offended.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is good. This is like kind of what it goes, how it works. And Grace asked, were you born Muslim? right? How about that? Were you born Muslim?
No one like ever asked me that, so I was like kind of surprised.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was also surprised. I didn't expect that question.
And Grace, what were you thinking? Like, that they might have converted? Yeah. Yeah, because you have a cross on, right?
Yes.
Because especially a lot of Christians convert. So, they're born, so they maybe convert from Catholic to Protestant, or maybe they're just agnostic and then they become serious Christians, and then it's the same as converting. Okay, so, do you have any expectations that some Americans are more open-minded than other Americans?
Yeah, some are more open-minded than others. Yeah.
Would you say the same thing?
Yeah.
Who's more open-minded? Which Americans?
It's not specific to any. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to say this, but you can't really tell it unless you talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends.
Yeah, because we live in this space, in this very racialized world, and the two of you know this, and you know this, because you're American now, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay. So you're not American, right?
I am.
Oh, you are American also?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we live in this racialized space whereby, I mentioned this the other day, it's black and brown people, we just sort of expect that they know more about race issues. That black and brown people are just much more likely to be more experts about race issues. So if we were gonna ask the two of them about something regarding race or racism, we'd never ask Grace first. We'd ask Angel, because Angel's the expert on racism and race and being in minoritized status, right? Not really being, and she is a minority because she's rich, but nonetheless, right? All right, so I'm just jealous, by the way. I've been to that airport. I went and visited private planes. I went to a conference, and the other part of the thing was take us to that business airport in Naples. And I went in and out of private airplanes and private jets. They were trying to sell me one. And I'm like, damn, man. I had a moment when I understood how rich people live. Anyway, so we live in this space whereby it's just expected that Angel would know more than Grace. And that's what I was trying to get at. Did the two of you have any sense of that or not? But you're saying you didn't. Okay, final question I have for you. What questions were you hoping they would not ask you?
Sorry, what?
What questions were you hoping they would not ask you?
History of Islam.
What's that?
Probably like the history of Islam, how the hijab started.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Something that required you to, yeah.
Because even I don't know that.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Just like people don't know anything about their own religions, right?
Something I'm not educated about. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Anything else? No, not like personal questions or something?
No.
I'm not going to ask you the personal questions, but I just mean like,
No, I can't think of any.
mm-hmm. Okay. How'd you think you did?
It was hard to think of questions after after I got through the ones that first came to mind, but it's like we're just kind of sitting. I'm not looking at everyone else, but yeah.
Hey, here's a question from Luca. How do you swim? Where do you go swimming? Like, how do you do? Talk about the bikini thing. Like, how do you?
Some women choose to wear a bikini and go swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they have their own swimming pools.
Do you know what a bikini is? You got that?
Yes. No, I just know about that because it was just a random thing I know.
Uh-huh.
Like, probably was scrolling on like TikTok or something, and it was like, how
Okay.
do they do this?
Yep. All right. Cuts down on skin cancer. That's for sure. What else? Is that it? Bikini?
I don't swim, so I don't know.
Do you wear bikinis?
No.
You don't go swimming? I know, I would think like maybe a lot of people maybe wouldn't know how to swim. Do you wear a bikini?
I don't own one, no.
Okay, so you don't go swimming? I mean, not publicly.
Not publicly.
Yeah, okay. Wait, give me another question. Oh, wait, all right. Hey, do you feel like you would wear the hijab if it wasn't forbidden? Well, first off, are you forced to wear the hijab or is it a choice?
It's a choice for me.
A lot of people like to debate about that, but I'd say it's required.
You'd say it's required
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, for me. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, how you think about it. Would you do you think you wouldn't wear it if you didn't have to?
I probably wouldn't wear it if it
Uh-huh.
wasn't forbidden.
Okay, here, by the way, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you put a hijab on both of them while we're talking? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so you would wear it or you wouldn't wear it?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you get from it? Like how do you benefit from being hijabi?
Well, I feel like I stand out in the public because they know I'm a Muslim.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like confident when my head is covered.
You feel confident?
Yes.
Yo, hang on. Yo, women, can you say more about that? So, Amna is saying she feels more confident when her head is covered. Can you say more about that?
Well, it's also because it's like a part of me right now. I feel like waiting for like 20 years.
Uh-huh.
So if I don't wear, I feel like I'm missing a part of me.
You're missing a part of you. Huh.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Uh-huh. Huh. Huh, okay. Yo, so that's so important because we have this narrative, and I will say it to the two of you, like we have this narrative, in the West, that you're oppressed by wearing by being hijabi, but what the two of you are saying is, no, I feel more empowered.
I feel more safe.
More safe?
Yeah.
How safe? Like, what do you mean safe?
Like, I feel closer to God, and I
Yeah?
feel better about myself. Yeah.
Do you, how is it though how is it with you, like feeling like exposed and stuff? Like do you,
I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was exposed.
because,
I like covering up. I'm used to it. I
Uh-huh.
feel more safe, more at peace, more relaxed.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, can I ask the two of you, like as Western, do you sometimes like when you're in short, like I'm just gonna go, like shorts and short sleeves and your hair and you just like, you're sort of exposed to the world. And not that it's a bad thing, it's fine, like I understand. Listen, this is, it's all good, right? But there is a way in which you're really just opening yourself to the world. And how is that for you?
Growing up in Florida, where it's like really hot all the time, it wasn't like weird, if that makes sense. It was just like everyone's always wearing shorts. Everyone is always like exposed, if that makes sense. As I was saying, so like where I think it's just because of the way I grew up, like I don't really think anything of it. Like I'm always at the beach, the sun's always out. It's like very humid, so it'd be weird to be wearing like a lot of like layers and all that stuff. So it's just like it's nothing like new to me. Like it's not like a crazy thought to me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's definitely a little different because I did grow up in a Christian household and I am Christian. So like there was an age where it was more appropriate to wear like a crop top or like shorter shorts. So, but then like as I got older, my parents were like, "You're an adult, you can do what you want." It was just kind of like, yeah. But like as a 13-year-old, my mom would be like, "Your stomach's out," like that kind of thing. So,
And so
but, yeah.
So how is it being covered right now? Like, what do you notice anything about any?
I don't know. It's definitely like a snug. Yes, snug. Snug is a good word.
Yeah.
I feel very snug.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you look great. By the
Thank
way.
you.
Oh no, how do they
Thank
look?
you.
Amazing. They look cute.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
I feel like I could rock this, you know.
Yeah, it's a
So-
different feeling, right?
It is,
Like you.
it is. Like it feels nice and snug, but I couldn't imagine doing like wearing this every single day, especially like if I was in Florida and I
Yeah.
was wearing. Props to y'all. Y'all are strong.
Yeah, but it can really keep you cool, though, right?
Save from suntan and bad hair days. You don't have bad hair days when you wear hijab.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, final question, then we're going to move on. What's the ultimate purpose of being covered? A lot of people are
Modesty.
wondering. Modesty?
Modesty, yeah.
And say more about that.
I mean, I think back in the old days, like for the sky religions,
Yeah.
they used to cover up more.
Yeah.
And they used to wear veils. And I
Yep.
think even like when they portray Mary,
Yeah.
she's wearing a veil. So we have it till now. Like we do it till now.
It's the same in Christianity.
Yeah.
It's the same in all religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, so on. And many people cover men and women, but there is a way in which the modesty piece is just kind of like you're in your space and you're not as a woman, right? And I don't have time to really go into this, but it's like you're not on display. In a way, right? You're not on display. You're just like, this is for you. This is the empowerment piece, right?
Even men. Even men have to
men.
cover up.
Yeah, men cover up also. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's awesome. Yeah, life is good. Dude, so how's it's good conversation?
Great conversation.
You feel like you got? So aside from just learning something about this, what we did was we walked into an awkward space.
Yes.
Right? And you were awesome, and the two of you were awesome. And it's just an awkward space, and we're just having the conversation. And do you like it when people, like if you're on campus somewhere and someone comes up and starts asking you questions about being
I like
hijabi?
it.
You like
it
that?
shows they're interested. Yeah.
I got a lot of compliments because of my scarf.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Yo, thanks, man. Thanks. Thank you. Wait, did you notice with Mira right there, when I kind of put my hand up a little bit and I knew that she was either going to put her hand up or she was going to do this. When she does that, men, if a Muslim woman does this, that means like, hey, she's not going to touch you, right? So if I do this and she immediately put her hand like this, that means like, oh, okay, then I do this. And that's cool. Whereas you were like, okay, yeah, high five. Because it's just like any other religion. Everyone's different, right? It's like everything. People are different. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hey, you can keep the scarves on just for a moment. Like, see how it is. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, y'all are going to start a trend. Hey, where are we at? Jack. And who else? Peter. Where's Peter? Dude. Actually, you know what? It's going to be better if you guys are on the table. Here, sit on the table. Yeah. Just sit right there. So, so I have a question for you. So, can you introduce yourself really fast?
Yeah. I'm Jack. I'm from Manhattan, New York, and
Wait,
I am a
Manhattan, New York.
senior. NYC.
Yeah.
And I am a senior major, telecom.
Okay, cool.
I'm Peter. I'm a junior from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, and I'm studying computer science.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so question for the two of you. And you're Jewish, right?
Yes. Yes.
And what's your ancestry?
I'm Chinese,
Chinese? You were born in the U.S. or in China?
born in the U.S.
Okay. What were you, when we started that segment and, we're like, okay, here's where we're going to go, was there anything you were afraid might happen? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I think everyone was very respectful of everyone's culture, and I was happy about that because I didn't want there to be a awkward question where everyone was like, I think everyone in the audience too would feel a little embarrassed or like a little scared, I guess, yeah.
Like, you think other people were kind of holding their breath, thinking like...
Yeah, I mean, I know
oh.
I was at first, I was hoping, and they did a great job, everyone did, but I was like, maybe, I kind of what one of them said about maybe don't go into like all of the culture and the history, and it can go into some maybe more differential political views. So I'm happy that didn't get into it.
Peter, how about you?
Yeah, I'll just like bounce off that because yeah, I thought it was like really respectful. I thought like they didn't go like too, I guess, like far into it where it's like really like uncomfortable or like controversial or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's like
But
respectful.
don't you find like most conversations... Okay, so as a Chinese American
Yes.
and Jewish American,
Yeah.
do you find the vast majority of conversations are pretty respectful when we get into these things?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, there's obviously some people who aren't respectful, but I just tend to avoid those people as much as possible.
How about you?
I'd say yeah, most of the time it's just respectful. Yeah. So,
And who, for the two of you, who are you, Peter? I'm going to ask you to go first, Peter. Like, who are you most afraid of offending when you get into these kinds of conversations? Like, who do you not want to offend? Like, when you have the picture out there of like, oh, damn, I don't want to offend that person. Like, who is it?
I think, like, I guess the most people I don't want to offend is like people I hold to like I guess authority or like someone I like highly respect because like I know they have like I guess like power in a way. So
Okay, but how about which group of people?
probably the ones that are least like me. So I am Christian as well. So like I don't want to offend like Muslims or any other religion that's not in accordance to my own. So, yeah.
How about Jews?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I don't want to like offend them because, I mean, if I were asked like a question that was offensive to me, I won't feel as good. So that's not something I want to like. I guess, show.
What question could you ask Jack that would be offensive? Like, what could you say to Jack that would be offensive?
I guess like
Try to offend him right now.
offend him. I would go like too far on like stereotypes or like assumptions.
Okay.
And like just like kind of like judge him for that would be my perception of like going too far or going like offensive, I guess.
So stereotypes. Bro, how about you? Like, who do you most not want to offend? Like, what group of people? Like, think as an American, as a white American.
I mean, I don't want to offend foreigners who may come in, or even like international students. I wouldn't want to offend them. I don't want to offend people that may not understand. That doesn't sound quite right. I don't want to offend other religions as well, but I don't want to offend people that aren't American who are in this situation who are listening today. I don't want it to seem like we're being naive.
How about what racial group? Who are you most afraid of? If you're going to get canceled, bro, who are you most afraid of getting canceled by? Who's going to cancel you, man?
Oh, like a religious group?
Racial group, ethnic group.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, gender, like women. Like, I respect all women and stuff like that.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like they would attack me. I don't know. I think I have a lot of friends that are from Asian descent, and so I wouldn't want to offend any of them.
Okay.
I definitely think that I hold a lot of respect towards
Okay,
Asian
which group
women.
of people are you around? This goes to you, Peter, also. Which group of people are you around that you are most on your best game? Your non-offending game. You're like, oh, damn, like kind of walking a little bit. Just being really careful about the things you say. The most careful about what you say.
And this has to do with like different religions and
Different
races,
races.
not
Let's go with
ages.
race and ethnicity and culture.
I guess the ones I'm not like as like I don't share like much community with, or I don't know much about their culture. So for me, I grew up in a very white predominated area. So I was exposed to that culture. Same with Asian, because that's my like heritage. So I guess like yeah, Middle Eastern or like Black descent or like yeah, those cultures I'm not familiar with. Yeah. And then for like religion, same thing. The ones I'm not familiar with.
Uh-huh. Bro, how about like white people? If you grew up around white people, such that you have white like guy friends, you like learn how to joke with them, and
Yeah.
you know what buttons you can push that'll be cool, and you know how to joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, how about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say I don't know a lot of people from Islam or who.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not. Oh God, who are Islam? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
So
I don't know a lot of people from Jew.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
who are Islam?
From,
yeah.
from Jewish. Yeah.
So I would say that I don't want to offend anyone. That I thought that this conversation today was super interesting because I didn't know anything about hijabi.
You know, what's really interesting, actually, dude, it's great. You guys are great. What's interesting is that we're going to trip over things. Like what you just said right there is fine. That's fine.
I know.
Like even though people I don't know what they were laughing at. But
No, I made a mistake, but also I'm staring at all of these people.
No, it's not
so-
really a mistake, though. What you learn, and part of this conversation here is what you learn, dude, you didn't call their God Ella, all right? At least
No,
you
I did
didn't
not,
do
I did
that.
not. Now, Angel, you did great.
Yeah, you did great, Angel. Yeah. Got you. All right. Okay, yeah, that's cool. LOL. You did great, LOL. Okay, so listen. As a Christian, what could you say to him that, okay, wait, I already asked you that question. So as a person who's Jewish, what kinds of things could you say to a Christian that you think could be taken the wrong way or that you'd be really careful about saying? Anything at all?
I mean, maybe things revolving around Jesus, or like stepping on that. Maybe talking about like not making. I feel like wow, it's hard to think when you're up here. I don't want to make it seem like I don't respect their opinion. I may not like believe that myself, but
Yeah.
it's not something that I don't think you're lying about what you believe in. So
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to make it seem like I don't understand where they're coming from.
But Jesus was a Jew, though. He was on
Yeah.
your team, right? He died as he died as a Jew. He thought he was a Jew. I mean, he died being a Jew. Like, do you have any? So you and Jack, you got a lot in common right here with your Jewish brother. You got Jesus over here, you got Jack over here, and the two come together into, yeah, I don't know. So what do you think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't be offended personally if you ask me questions about Jesus. I love like personally sharing about what I believe in Christianity. So I'll just like assure you that I'm not sure with other people, but at least myself, I can say this for myself that I would not be like offended if you ask me or just like ask like just questions about curiosity regarding that thing.
Are you offended by me pointing out that Jesus was a Jew? Like you're worshiping a Jew.
Oh, because that's like, I mean, historically accurate, so I can't like
You
be
can't deny
offended
that.
from a fact. Yeah.
But do you like? But you know. Okay, so but how do you take that? I'm up here. We're having fun. We're like, are we good?
Yeah, I'm not offended at all. I think it's honestly being up here is really fun. Yeah.
I think one of the other pieces of all of these kinds of conversations is that also, by the way, can I tell you something else about Jesus? Jesus, the best estimate that we have is that Jesus was about, hey, can you stand up a second? Was about, you remember, it's Nur? Remember Reem from the other day? Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus was probably Reem's size, was about as tall as Reem. So check this out here. Reem, come up here. So we have this idea that, when you see Jesus portrayed in movies and things like this, right? He's like the really big dude with long hair and a big beard, white guy with a really low voice, and he talks about, I will bring you to God and stuff, right? But truth is, as best as we can assess, he was as tall as Reem is, and about how much do you weigh in pounds? Pounds, how many kilograms?
43 kilograms.
Okay, about 40. Okay, weighed probably a little more than Reem, but not much. Jesus was a little dude. You know what I mean? Bro, a really little guy. And he may have had a high-pitched voice also. We don't really know. He probably didn't have a really low-pitched voice. So like everything you think about Jesus, if Jesus came back, Peter, if Jesus came back, because he's supposed to come again, right? You wouldn't recognize him because you'd be looking for a big, tall, white guy with long hair and a beard, and he'd look like Reem right here. And you'd be like, you're not Jesus. Like, come on. All right, thanks, man. Christians, are you offended? Don't be offended. Oh, you're not offended by that, right? You're good? Okay. The thing is, the reason we have these conversations is to have because you can play with ideas. We can laugh at ourselves about things. Angel. We can laugh at ourselves about things.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I laugh at myself. But you know when you crossed over a line. You know when you're being offensive and you're trying to hurt somebody, right? Like Angel, for example. I'm having fun with you.
I know you are.
But do you know why?
Because I can take it.
No, because listen. Because Angel, Grace, you too. You're very cool also. But you would have had to have been out here to see Angel. You have this personality that you're non-self-conscious. You're just being you, like you were narrating as you were thinking. And I love, that's just like, it's so powerful. I love that. So I know I can play with you and have fun with you, and it's good. So same with you guys.
Thank you.
All right, man. Are we good? Dude, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. All right, so listen. The syllabus quiz will be up probably on me tomorrow at some point. Have a safe weekend, and dude, thanks, man.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Wait, and you're part Haitian, right?
Yes, I am.